everybody. Hello, good afternoon. It's Kayla with the Celebration Company, and I have a cute little craft for you guys today. So this we are going to make, and I don't really know how to say this word right, but we're going to make a bee skep or skeep, or I don't know how you say it, but it looks kind of like a beehive. That's what we're going to be making today out of a bucket I got from the Dollar Tree. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully it'll turn out and be really cute. So I'm going to get you guys pulled up over here on my computer. When you hop on, say hey, let me know you're on. Tell me where you're watching from. All that good stuff. Hey Christy, hey Rita, hello. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad you guys are on today. All right, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to start with this bucket. So I found, well, I've had this bucket, but it came from the Dollar Tree, came in a pack of 2. Okay, so just a little plastic bucket. This one's black. I don't really think the color matters so much. Hey Marsha, I'm so sorry you missed us this morning. Be sure to check the replay. All right. So anyways, there are lots of different things that you could make this with, but we're going to use this little bucket. It's a small bucket. It's about 5 inches and it's plastic. Okay. So what I'm going to also use is some thick rope. This did not come from the Dollar Tree, but Dollar Tree does have some rope that you can use. So I recommend just getting it. I already had this. I don't remember what for, but for a different project. And I believe I got this at like Lowe's or Home Depot, something like that, that I just bought a big bundle of it. So you just want some kind of raw looking rope, okay? Like I said, Dollar Tree does have this rope, so you could buy that. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the top yet, so we're going to work on that. I'm going to add a little bit of something to the top. So I'm either going to cut this foam ball in half and put that on the top, or I'm going to cut part of this off and put it on the top. So we're going to go and just work with it and see where it takes us, okay? Hey Paula, hey everyone. So the first thing we're going to do is prep our bucket. So we need to get rid of the handle, and then there's like this little piece here. We need to get rid of all of that. So I'm going to see if I can't just cut it off with my scissors. And it doesn't really cut, but it just kind of broke off. And that's fine. So we're just kind of taking this off, this little piece, because we don't need that. That's going to be in the way. There we go. Kind of went flying, but that's all right. Okay, so now we just have a flat where this is just going to sit flat. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. So then I think I want to use this. So it can either be completely rounded on the top, or you can do like a little raised bit. So I don't really know what the proper term for it is. But like a second level. So I'm going to cut off about 1 inch of this little styrofoam tree. So this came from Hobby Lobby, this little tree did, at Christmas time. And it was just in a pack of like 6 or 8 for like $1. It was very inexpensive. Let's see. Terry, hello. And she says, just started following, but have seen quite a few videos and lives. You are wonderful with your audience. Thank you so much, Terry. That means the world to me. All right. So I just cut it so I had a little piece like this. And so what I'm thinking is that this is going to be our top. I think that I like the way that looks. So you can do that, or you could do something like this. So what I was going to do for this was just cut it in half. This is a 4-inch foam ball, styrofoam ball. So I was just going to cut it in half and then put it on top and glue it on top. But I like this look better. Okay, so go with me here and let's see what happens. So I'm just going to hot glue this to the top of the plastic bucket. Grab some hot glue here. So just put quite a lot of hot glue on there so that it stays good for you. And just put it right in the center of the plastic bucket. All right. So now we need to cut a hole, okay? A little hole where the bees would go into. So hopefully this works. Cutting the hole. We'll see. If it doesn't work, then it's not going to have a hole. It's just going to be, it's just going to be a good thing that I had a black bucket. I'm hoping I can cut a hole out with my utility knife. So let's see here. I should probably draw a hole on here, or a circle, rather, is what I'm trying to say. Hang on, y'all. Let's figure this out. Let me gotta find something to make a circle with. So, okay, let's go with this. I am gonna, hopefully I can see this well enough that I can cut around it. But I'm just gonna make a circle here so that I have something to cut around. Because I don't want it to be like too funky, but it doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Mom's telling me, please be careful. All right, so you can see I drew that little circle. It's a little bit too big, I think, so I'm gonna try to come inside that line a little bit. So let's just see what happens here. All right, so it is cutting. That's good. So I'm just going to go a little bit by a little bit and cut out a circle. I'm just kind of pushing my knife into it, but I'm not really like moving it around. Great idea, Rhonda. You could totally do that. I was really wanting there to be a legit hole, so I think this is going to work. Just gotta be patient with it. Just being gentle and patient, but it is cutting out. Okay, you'll see that. And I don't even know, I might be able to, oh yeah. I think I can actually just cut it with scissors now that I've gotten the hole started. This plastic is pretty thin, so this actually works pretty good. Okay. Here we go. Looky there. That wasn't too bad. All right, so we got a hole cut out. Woohoo! Okay. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I'm totally flying by the seat of my pants on this one, okay? Sorry I'm making y'all nervous, but that worked. You guys are cracking me up. Okay, I kept my fingers out of the way. It was no big deal. We're all good. We got this. So, we cut it. We got a hole now. All right? So, I have my rope, and we're going to use a lot of hot glue on this, y'all. A lot of hot glue. The end of my rope's a little bit frayed. Just cutting it off, give me a fresh edge. Wow, this stuff is messy. Woo, that's messy. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start in the back. And we're just going to use a lot of hot glue. Beth, we are making, so I don't know if I'm saying it right, and I don't even know what the proper word is. I think it's called a skep, a bee skep. And, but it's like a beehive, okay? So I'm just going to start with a bunch of hot glue down here at the bottom. right on top of my plastic bucket. And then I'm just gonna start with my, what is this, rope, and start wrapping this around, okay? Now, I'm wondering, yeah, you guys are talking about the hole. Honestly, if you use something like this, it was not bad at all, okay? I may have scared you guys, but it wasn't bad at all cutting the hole. And like I said, once I kind of got my knife through, if you just push your knife through, just keep your hand out of the way, push your knife through a few times to give you enough space, and then I could get my scissors in there and just cut a circle out with my scissors. So it wasn't bad at all. But if you're uncomfortable with it, then just, like someone else said, just use a piece of felt, or where this is already black, you probably wouldn't have even had to have cut the hole, okay? Thank you, Barb. You're so sweet. All right, so I'm just going to keep putting hot glue on, and I am kind of being heavy with the hot glue because this rope is some thick stuff and it's pretty hardy. So I want to make sure that this sticks on really well. Hopefully this does not take me forever. Janet, this bucket came from the Dollar Tree. Let me show you what it looked like. I have a bunch of them. It came from the Dollar Tree. It came in a 2-pack, I believe. So technically it was only 50 cents. And so it looks like this. Okay. I feel like I see them quite often at the Dollar Tree that look like that. So anything similar. The idea is just to get the basic shape, okay, of what you need to start. And then you could do lots of different options for your base. This is what was in my craft room. So I literally was looking around and saw this and thought, I think this will be good for the base of my Bee Skep or whatever. I think Mom shared what the meaning, what that was, what the purpose of it was or whatever. So I think what we're going to have to do, maybe not. I think that for me, because I'm not super particular, that I'm going to let the back be, the back's not going to be the prettiest, okay? So instead of cutting this, instead of like doing one layer and then cutting it and then starting again, I am going to just bring the back up a little bit, okay? And just keep wrapping it. So Barb, Dollar Tree has rope that would work for this. So check out Dollar Tree and see if you can find it there. They have some rope that looks very, very similar to this. So I would go there first. This I just already had, but if you don't get it from the Dollar Tree, I would get it from a hardware store or like a big box store like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, somewhere like that. So I'm just gonna start wrapping around. I'm gonna go through the hot glue on this, y'all. So just make sure to get, when you're coming back around, be sure to get it right up against that bottom, the bottom layer, the first layer you did. Janet, I would like to think so. I mean, the rope would certainly hold up. The only thing that I'm unsure about holding up outside would be the hot glue. That would be the only thing I'd be unsure about. So maybe if you can bind the hot glue with some E6000 or something like that. But, you know, it's a plastic bucket. I mean, eventually the rope might get a little bit moldy. You might be able to spray something on it to keep it from doing that. I'm not real sure. But that's really the only thing that I can think would be the issue. Hopefully this does not take me forever. Wrapping all this around while you guys sit and watch. Of course, the bottom's going to take me the longest because it's the biggest. I think it is going to be really cute though when it's done. So Mom shared a link for some rope, so check that out, y'all. It's $12, but it's got 50 feet. I'm not sure how many feet I have here. Nowhere near that much. All right, so just getting plenty on here, and I'm being sure to kind of push it up against the bottom layer. Yes, Janet, I think you're right. Especially for one season out in the yard, I think it would definitely work well. It might not last you years and years, but, you know, kind of my philosophy on things, and you guys have heard this from me before, is that if it's inexpensive and you're not paying much for it, then who cares? Because at the end of the day, it only costs a few dollars, and I don't think anyone's expecting it to last years and years, you know. Someone was talking about hanging it outside, you guys, if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about. This in your home will last you years and years, so for a few dollars. This is going to be really cute, you guys. It is going to be cute. See, I moved my hot glue sticks over here so that I didn't have to reach for them, and I still reached for them. All right, we're going to be getting to the nitty-gritty here in a minute when I get around this hole. So y'all just bear with me. Nitty-gritty. Is that a country saying, or does everyone say that? All right. A big hot glue gun would definitely be a little bit easier for this project because I'm using so much hot glue on it. Okay, I'm getting around the hole. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this, y'all. I feel like it's going to be hard to cut the hole out after. But I think I'm going to make you guys nervous again. I think I'm going to make y'all nervous again and make you guys watch me with the knife. I am going to put the hot glue and secure the rope around the hole. So, hang on just a minute. Let me let this cool. I'm going to start going around again, and then I'll cut it down when I get back around. So, I went kind of over the hole with it, and we're going to trim it down. Trim it away from the hole. So I glued on both sides really well. I'm going to go all the way around and come back to it. Hey, Angela. Or Angel, not Angela, Angel.
Mama.
Yeah, baby.
Can I have a treat?
Yes. Let Anaya get something too, whatever she wants, okay?
And can I have some cream soda?
Not right now.
I don't want to cover it.
All right. My niece is over today, and she is kind of babysitting Griffin for me a little while, so that's been nice to have him entertained. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me show you so far. Look how cute this is going to be. All right. So see this piece right here. So I went over the hole a bit with this piece. Okay. There may be better ways to do this. This is how I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going to grab my utility knife. Listen, you guys, you've heard this before. A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. So make sure that you have a sharp knife. I am just going to kind of use my knife to sand, or like saw. Sand is not the word. Saw this rope and cut it away. Okay? It's working very easily. So I'm just going to do that on both sides. My hands are out of the way, so nobody panic. Okay, that worked perfectly. There's a little bit of excess here. I'm just going to trim away with my scissors. And we're going to wrap some more of the rope around the middle of the, or around the outside of the hole. So that's what we did. Okay. So we're going to do it again. So we're just going to make sure to keep our rope in the same line. I think that was definitely one of the easier ways to do it. Hey Terry, happy Monday. I hope you guys are all having a great Monday. I hope the weather is beautiful where you are. It is quite nice here. Of course, it is going to get cold. It's supposed to get down to 40 degrees this week. At least it's not snowing. That's all I got to say. Does anybody have snow? Anybody experiencing snow? I hope not. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the news, so I don't know if like up north still has snow, or is it all gone by now? Hopefully, since it's almost April. All right. I hope this is not getting boring, y'all. This is a little slow. Barbara, thank you so much for sprinkling. I have also got some florals that I think I'm going to put on to the top of this. There's lots of different things that you could do with these, y'all. If you Pinterest it, you'll see 100 different, more than 100, different of these Bee Skeps or Skep. I'm going to call it a skep because it's S-K-E-P. So I don't know. But anyways, and some people have taken little bees and put little bees on the outside. Some people have put sunflowers on there. I've seen people do a little bow on the top with like some buffalo plaid. Okay, I'm getting some people telling me. So Barb says they're supposed to get flurries this week. Ugh. And Angel says they're still getting snow on and off. We've had snow on the 4th. Oh my goodness. Angela, where are you from? I feel like you've already told me, but tell me again. Where are you from? And that is horrible. Oh man, she says that they've had snow on the 4th of July before. I'd be moving. Okay. So cutting this other layer away. Use a sharp knife and just saw it back and forth until you get it all off. Oregon. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is just terrible. Okay. Here we go. We're starting to take shape. All right. I cut that bottom row and now I'm still doing this, you guys. I'm just coming right over top. So gluing it on both sides and coming right over top of that hole. We're getting there, y'all. Oh my goodness. Just go in there and stay. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to hurry. Okay. That's mountain living, she says. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like living there. I love living in Kentucky. I don't believe that I will ever live anywhere else. I just love it so much. But, okay. Mom's confirming that it is skep, which is the weirdest word ever. It just doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound like a word, you know? Skep. Anyways, this is our Bee Skep that we're making. Okay, so I learned on the last layer that when I had glued the rope all the way over the second layer, okay? So see how I'm working around. So this layer here, I had glued it all the way over to the edge of my hole. And that made it harder for me to cut this piece, okay? So I'm going to leave myself some space before I glue it all the way over and remove this piece here. Just take your time and just saw back and forth with your knife until you cut it away. And then every time I've pretty much had to go back in with my scissors and clean it up a little bit or like cut away some excess that I couldn't get with the knife. But it's taking shape, you guys. So now I'm just going to go with the next layer. This is going to be so cute. I think this is going to be really cute with my lavender and my lemons. Okay, that's a great idea. Barbara, and you could totally do that. I wanted there to be a legit hole, so that's why I'm doing it this way. But you can totally do that. She's saying that she just went all the way around. She didn't cut a hole out. She went all the way around, and then she glued on a piece of black felt. I hope I have enough. I hope I have enough, what is this stuff? This, wow, my head, it just, I went blank. This rope, I hope I have enough rope. Gosh. Thank you all. Anyway, so I hope I have enough. We'll see. If I don't, I'm going to be up a creek without a paddle. I am using the heck out of some hot glue, y'all. Looking cute, though. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm trying to hurry. Hey, Emily from Maryland. Thanks for watching. We are making a Bee Skep. Or a beehive, whatever you want to call it. Technically, I think it's a skep. Okay. Thank you to all of you who are still watching with me as I'm just going round and round and round. Literally. Here's how we're looking. This is looking cute. It's looking cute. Like I said, you can use a lot of different things, a lot of different objects for the base of this. This is just what I had laying around and what I thought would work with what I had. So look around your house and see what you've got, what's going to work. We're getting there. We are getting there. I'm going to go ahead and cut away this piece here. Let's see. I think it would be easier if I turned it this way. All right. Angel says she loves living in Oregon because she said we have so much sunshine even when it snows. It's crazy. That's why we moved here. Well, that's very interesting. I always thought Oregon was like rainy and cloudy all the time. The reason why I say that is, isn't Oregon where Twilight was supposedly set? Where she lived when she went to move with her dad? Didn't they move to Oregon? And it was like always so Forks. She moved to Forks. And where was that? Forks? I thought it was Oregon. Was it Washington? Maybe it was Washington. I don't know. Anyways, I swear though, I thought that Oregon was kind of rainy and dreary. I'm wrong, apparently. But, you know what? I don't travel much, so that's probably why. Okay, gotcha, Angel. Alright. Let's see. Portland. I know someone who lives in Portland. One of my friends, Charisse, lives in Portland, I believe. All right. We are getting there. Almost all the way to the top. Almost, y'all. You guys love those movies. I love those Twilight movies. Y'all remember when they were coming out? And I remember just going to the movie theater and seeing it, because that was like one of those movies you weren't going to wait until it came out on DVD, or at least not for me. I had to be there opening weekend to see those movies. And I just remember the way that they would end, and I'd be like, are you kidding me? Like, I have to wait a couple of years before I can see the next one. You know, they just left you on such a cliffhanger. It was awful. Just plain awful. But it was incredibly exciting. Oh my gosh. You guys have never watched them? Y'all need to watch them. You need to watch the Twilight movies. I'm telling you, they are so good. So good. Those and the Hunger Games, those are like my favorite. Those are like my favorite. Angel, yes, she says she loves those movies. They're so good. Alright. We're almost there. Almost there. I need to cut this top piece, but I'm going to finish getting this glued in so I can keep working on this thing. Y'all are getting sick of watching me go round and round with my rope here. Oh my goodness, Barb, you've never watched Hunger Games either? You got to. You've got to. Now, Harry Potter, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched Harry Potter either. But the Hunger Games and the Twilight series they're just so stinking good. So good. Yeah, Lonnie's saying the books are even better. I'm not much of a reader, so I've never read them. But I've heard that the books, for both series, that the books are better. It seems like they always say that the books are better in pretty much everything. I feel like everyone says the books are better. Okay, we're getting up to the top, y'all. To the smallest part. Now we have to put a little like hanger or like a handle type of a thing on the top too. So I gotta figure that out. Diane, I am using a bucket. It's just a black bucket that I got at the Dollar Tree. It was in a 2-pack. Okay. And I just cut off the little handle, this little piece here, cut it off, got rid of that, and then I cut a hole in it, okay? sister. Didn't want little sister being picked. Yes, that's exactly right. That's it, Barb. So there's, how many Hunger Games are there? There's, I don't even know. I think there's 4. Oh, yay, Lonnie. I'm so glad that you caught us live. Marge says the books give more detail. I need to get into reading. I really do. That's bad that I don't. Y'all, I'm not going to have enough. It's going to be so close on whether or not I've got enough of this rope or not. Getting concerned. I'm getting concerned here. Let's see. It's not going to be enough. Well, pooey. Okay. We're not going to have enough rope. Dang it, dang it, dang it. All right. Let me think here. Let me think what I could do. Hey, Betsy. Oh, man, I'm so close. Okay. I'm going to keep going around. Yeah. Someone said, what about the pieces I cut for the hole? Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's a good idea, Susan. I do have some flowers and stuff that I'm planning to use. And I do have some moss that I've set out. So let's see what happens. Let me keep working this around. I feel like hang on, y'all. I'm thinking here. These pieces could fill in there. I think that, because I want there to be a little hook. Okay, Kathy, what's glued on top is, it was part of a little styrofoam tree. I don't see. Right here it is. I cut the bottom off of this tree because I wanted there to be like an extra little piece on the top. It's turning out to not going to be looking the way quite like I wanted it to because I'm running short on my rope. But it just was the little bottom, okay, of this styrofoam tree. This came from Hobby Lobby at Christmas time. It's just something I had laying around. So we said you could do that, or you could even take like a styrofoam ball, cut it in half, put that on top. So there's a couple of different options, okay? But it needs to have it. I mean, you could totally, I think, just leave it flat on the top as well. So, I mean, it's totally optional. All right, let me cut this. Okay. All right, that looks really good. I'm really mad that I'm short. I'm really mad that I'm short on rope. Because I really wanted to do a little piece around here too. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna cut this off. Because I want to make a little, I know I'm making y'all nervous. Okay. I want to make a little, here it is, okay. A little, shoot. I just cannot speak today. Okay. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, a little Pop-Tart.
Another Pop-Tart?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so.
Please?
Is that going to be your treat? Or have you already had a treat?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I already had a treat.
Then no, you don't need another Pop-Tart.
Can I have a cream soda now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can you get in the refrigerator and get me some cream soda?
Sorry, y'all.
Mama.
Okay.
What can I have to eat?
Sweetie, you can have something like some fruit or something like that. But no, you're not having anything else sweet. Okay?
I don't want anything.
Okay. Alright, I'm using these pieces that I cut off of the hole to fill in as best I can. We're going to make this work. I'm going to make this work. Yes, I could even just take the styrofoam off if I want to, but I'm thinking maybe I'm going to cover it up. Is what I'm thinking. So, I'm trying to just get this all filled in. The top might not be the prettiest, but I think it'll be okay. If I don't like it, I'll just take it apart, go get some more rope, and finish the top. But for now, I'm going to get this thing finished, and we're going to see how it looks. So I just took the extra rope that I cut, just filling it in to continue wrapping it around. Okay. So, had a few pieces here. I thought sure I was going to have enough rope. Alright. So I'm just sticking that in. Now I'm going to put the handle on, and then we're going to fill in and cover it up with some moss. Alright. It's going to be a mossy. So let's see how I want to do this. I think I'm going to do it like that. So I cut it, and now I'm just putting big daubs of hot glue. It kind of works out that there's a little space there because my handle can kind of sit down in between. So I'll show you guys. Hang on one second. So it's not going to be a real tall handle, but it's there. Okay? So you can see I had a little bit of space here. So I just took my rope, put some hot glue here and here, and then stuck it down in between the styrofoam and the sides of the rope, okay? Yes, you guys are being super helpful. I think I'm gonna leave the styrofoam for now, okay? And I'm gonna cover it with our jute. So, or not our jute, our moss. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some moss. I'm about ready to get crazy filthy with moss. I'm gonna grab my little finger protector things. Okay. And I'm just gonna fill all this in with some moss. And then we're gonna put some flowers on it. And I think it's gonna be cute. I'm sitting here using the finger that doesn't have the finger protector. Oh. You guys, this morning, I have a busy week ahead of me. And so, last night I was like trying to just plan out my week and figure things out, you know, what all I was going to do when, and Griffin has something planned every single day this week. So it's going to be wonderful because I'm going to have help. But, so anyways, I was, you know, planning everything out, and you guys, if you know me well, then you know that I am very scatterbrained. Very scatterbrained. And so anyways, I got up early this morning. I was ready to get my day going. like, you know, ready to just get everything done and get everything accomplished and all this. Griffin slept in this morning. It was wonderful. And so here I am up here at my desk. I'm working away and my brother calls me at 9:05, I think. And he goes, "Did you forget about me?" And I said, I had to think about it for a second. And I was like, yeah, yep, I surely did. And I was supposed to, he called me last week, which, I mean, I blame it on him for not reminding me, but he called me last week and asked if I would be available to pick him up. He was taking his car to have the windows tinted. And I just completely forgot about him. I mean, it did not even register. Even when he called me, it didn't even register until he said, "Did you forget about me?" And then it took me a few minutes to remember. That's bad, you guys. That is just bad. I hope I'm not the only one who does stuff like that. But he didn't remind me. I said, "When did you ask me to do that?" And he said, "I don't know." And so he gets back on his phone and he looks, he says, "Thursday." And I said, "Thursday? That was a long time ago. Like, no wonder. No wonder I forgot." Shoo-wee. Crazy. It's crazy, y'all. Okay, this is turning out cute. Regardless, this is turning out cute. I got my handle a little bit not centered like I'd like it to be, but it still looks cute. So here we're almost there. I'm just going to put some more moss in some areas. Looks like it needs a little bit more. And then I think I want to put some moss around the hole. So I'm going to put a little bit of moss around the hole as well. And that'll kind of fill in those kind of raw spaces and, I don't know, make it look a little cuter. Let's see here. So I'm just putting it literally right on the inside of that hole. Usual finger protectors for this. I swear, I put off buying these little things for so long. These little finger protectors. And now that I have them, I use them every day pretty much. They're wonderful. I don't know why I didn't buy them a long time ago. Yeah, I like the moss too. At first I wasn't sure, but I really like the moss. Like before I started doing it, I wasn't sure if I wanted the moss on there or not. But I think the moss is perfect. It adds a little something, something. And I like how it's kind of coming around the front as well of the little hole. I'll show you up close here in a second. I think that's really cute. Exactly, Terry. That's what crafting's about. I mean, you can't freak out because, you know, you have issues like that. I mean, you just keep working on it and figure out, you know, what your options are. And that's what I like about crafting, because to me, things turn out cuter when you do stuff like that. It just ends up turning out even cuter. Okay, so we're getting there. So here is what it looks like so far. Okay, I wish I had, you know, turned this a little bit more. I wonder if I can redo it. It's driving me crazy. I pulled that out. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it because I'm not happy with it. So I just pulled it out and now I'm moving it to where it's straight. The other thing I love about hot glue, you guys, is that it's not completely permanent. When life hands you lemons, that's exactly right. You make lemonade. Gotta roll with the punches. All right, that's a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit better. Let me fill in this spot right here with some more moss. I've even got, it's funny, there's like, you know, it's kind of a mess over here, but where I've cut the rope, there's like these little frayed bits that are kind of mixing in with my moss, and I kind of like how that's looking. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit better. So we have our little skep almost done. So I have a couple of, I just got a little bit of greenery and some flowers. I've got these little white flowers, which I just thought would be perfect for this. The inside is yellow. And I have these that came off of a Dollar Tree item. So they're just little yellow berry type things. And then I just got some greenery. This greenery is from this morning. We used, I think I might use just a smidgen of it from our tablescape that we did this morning. So if you missed that, go back and check that out. So let's see. I'm thinking, I don't think it needs much, or at least I don't want to put much on it. I'm a pretty simple girl when it comes to floral. So I'm gonna take these little things off. I don't know why I still have them on. Okay, so I just took the little stem off. So I just a little piece here. And I'm gonna hot glue it, I think, right onto the front. I don't even have a plan. I'm just kind of going with this. We'll see what happens. Like I said, hot glue is not permanent, so I can always just pull it back off. Yes, Barb, some little bumblebees would be really cute. I don't have any, but if you had some, I think that would be cute on here. All I've got is just some floral, so I just glued that on there. And you know what? All of my wire cutters, I think, are still downstairs. Let me see what I can find. Let's see if these will work. These should work. All right. So I'm just going to cut this little flower off. And I think I'm just going to stick it right up there. And Debbie's telling me, put my finger protectors back on. Oh my goodness. This stuff has got to go. Making a mess here. All right, let's see. I'm going to stick this just right in here next to this handle. If I don't drop it. And I think I want to put one down here on the bottom as well of the little hole. These little flowers, they came from Hobby Lobby. This is looking cute, you guys. It's looking cute. You know what? I'm gonna cut it like right up to the bottom of this flower and put the hot glue right on the back. This is just gonna go on the bottom corner of this little hole. Look how cute that's looking. Yes, you guys, I'm loving it too. It's looking really cute. Let's see. I think I'm gonna, thinking about maybe just cutting some of this off. These little, I mean, you really don't need much, y'all. I'm just gonna cut, I just cut a little bitty piece of the yellow little berries just to stick in there. Add a little color. I think I'm gonna stick some of those up here at the top of the hole. Just mess around with it, y'all. Just see what you like, what looks good. Here's what it's looking like. So rustic and so cute. That is looking cute. Let's see here. This just goes to tell you guys, don't throw stuff away. Now, my mom is like cussing me right now, probably because I just said that. But I throw stuff away all the time. I'm just saying. I'm just going to put that out there. I throw stuff away all the time. Yes, I'm bad about that. I'm bad about throwing stuff away. But these little guys came off of, actually, I think they came off of this wreath I have over here. There are some little floral picks or whatever that I got at Dollar Tree, and they had these yellow berries on them. And for what I was using, I didn't want the yellow. So I just cut them off and I threw them into my little drawer of floral stuff. And look at, now I'm using them. So I know she's like, I can't believe you didn't say you don't throw anything away. You just made me throw all kinds of stuff away at my house. Yes, I did. I just made her throw a lot of stuff away. You can't have too much. Like, you can't have too much. So I'm not saying, like, you know, I don't have too much. I just have a little drawer full of some extra floral things. Yes, she has been saying that. She hates to throw stuff away because you never know when you're going to need it. But anyways, sometimes you got to throw stuff away. All right, let's see if we need any of this greenery, or if we like it just the way it is. Okay, I like the greenery, but we just need some little bits of it. Don't be afraid to cut up what you're using too, y'all, to make it smaller, make it fit a little bit better. Janet, yes. Mom, we're partners in the celebration company, and she's responding to you guys. Yes, she's my mom. Let's see. Okay. I think I like this little bit of green in here as well. But I mean, I'm not using hardly anything, you guys. It's very little amount of greenery, and so literally you can use your scraps, your leftovers, and that's basically what I'm doing. Hey, Sandy. Marge says, I wish you lived close to me. Okay, here's what we're looking like. Y'all can't really see that. Okay. I think that I am ready to call it quits on this. I think I like it. think that I like it. That's cute, you guys. Look how cute. So simple, right? So simple. All right, you guys. So we conquered this little Bee Skep. It turned out a little bit differently than I was expecting it to, but I think it turned out really cute. I'm happy with how it turned out. And, you know, we made things work. We made things work. We were short. Honestly, we were short quite a bit of rope, but we made it work, and it looks really cute, and you can't even tell that we were short. So just have fun with this, you guys. Create what makes you happy, okay? Create what gives you joy, you guys. And thank you for sprinkling, Stella. That means so much to us. I'm glad you all liked this. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me while I went round and round on this thing with rope. I so appreciate all of you guys for sticking around. So you all have a really fabulous day, and we will see you tomorrow. And I don't know if she's shared yet, but Cindy is going to be sharing pictures from our Easter tablescape, and we'll also be sharing a shopping